Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. MaiyegunDiary Politico, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. MaiyegunDiary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say MaiyegunDiary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Hello there. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará yìí. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Good afternoon to you, good morning to you, good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun Live.
Ó bá ṣe àní Maiyegun máa wí. MaiyegunDiary. Ó sì tún ṣe wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Share the broadcast, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them that Maiyegun is here. Yeah, it is Sunday. It should have been a Sunday sermon, but it will be all joined tonight.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. MaiyegunDiary. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé.
Tell them.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé.
Wow, this is an awesome sight to behold. Yoruba nations are here. I'm telling you, this is no longer a joke, man. Look at the Yoruba nation in full force, and the Biafrans are here. Yoruba nation, respect my brother. You can see it's no longer a joke. Yoruba nations are ready to go. They cannot be in our forest, and they are telling us to come and conduct election with them. They are terrorists and criminals. They can't be in our forest. You can see it's no longer a joke, man. This is Yoruba nation, man. I tell you. This is Yoruba nation. It's happening here live. This is down in streets. Down in streets. You can see. It's not a joke. You in Nigeria, talking of election. You are wasting your fucking time. Look at it. This is Yoruba nation. It's not a joke, man. Look at the crowd. Look at the crowd, man. This is awesome. This is awesome. Yoruba nation is ready to go. Yoruba nations are ready to go. Yoruba nations are ready to go, man. I'm telling you. This is no longer a joke, man. Wow. This is awesome, awesome, awesome. They can't be in our forest, and they want us to conduct election with them. They want to kill us all. No, it's not going to continue. Everyone is going. Biafra is going. The Yorubas are going. This is no longer a joke. The national anthem of Oduduwa is going on. You can see. This is down the street here in London. I tell you, man, this is not a joke. The Yoruba nation are ready to go. They are ready to go. If you are still doubting it, you are wasting your time. If you are still doubting it, it's for your own peril. The Yoruba nation are ready to go. I tell you, this is not a joke. It's not a joke.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá ayé ẹ̀sùnra jù aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òwò ayé ẹ̀sùnra jù.
Thank you. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. 24 years ago, in what will be just about 3 weeks from now, it will be exactly 24 years that Shifemke Abiola died. July the 7th, 1998. And that is the beginning or the journey towards this demonstration of craze that you call democracy in Nigeria today. I have a name for it: a dictatorial democracy given to us by a selected military crooks under Abdulsalami Abubakar in 1998 after the death of Abiola. And what happened? Before the death of Abiola, Yorubas were rallied all home and abroad. Yorubas all over the world were rallied together in unison to demand for the freedom of Abiola, not just Yorubas. Well, cut across there, we can say Nigerians, but Yorubas in particular. Afenifere became prominent. Their own leaders, they became the target of the junta that jailed Abiola. So when Abiola died, it was easier to tell the Yorubas that we're done with Nigeria. Some of you were not born then, especially if you are between the ages of, 18 and 24. You're probably so young. Even if you are between the ages of 18 and 28, you probably still very much young. You wouldn't understand. I was younger, but not too young. I could remember the campaign of the Afeniferes, including Tinubu and many of those who later made names in Nigeria dictatorial democracy experience in the last 23 years. They said, they killed Abiola. That's it. We are done. And it was going to happen until this junta, in their own crooked way, decided that they were going to keep the Yorubas. They were going to keep us part of Nigeria. How? They've been shouting democracy, democracy. Give it to them. If they are part of it, if they validate it from the start, they will find it difficult to exit. And that's exactly what happened. And that is why today, when you talk about a democracy without the people's, without the people's contribution to it, that is not democracy. It is called dictatorial democracy. Somebody is going to be dictating what's going to happen. From the word go, the crooks who are Yorubas among us, who bought debate, who took debate. Oh, democracy. Yeah, that's it. That's what we wanted. We don't want military. They killed Abiola. What the hell? We want democracy. So they did a crooked arrangement and they released a man on the death row. A Yoruba man, a Yoruba former head of state himself, Oban Shojo or Oban Shejo, Oban Paro. They had to release him, right? He was on a death row for planning a coup against Abacha. His own friend, Yaradua, already died in the prison. But to keep the Yorubas as part of this new arrangement, this new democracy, this Fulani military terrorists at the time, they coined their own democracy. They wrote the constitution. Nobody knew anything about it, not even the politicians. As long as they will give them the chance to be in power, everything else doesn't matter or didn't matter. Obasanjo was released as a gift to Yorubas to keep being part of Nigeria. 23 years after that, 24 years after Abiola died, your democracy has no choice, rigged, and remained dictatorial. A system that normally, by now, you would think, oh, democracy of 23 years, the people should be able to at least practice something. Oh, I don't live in London, sorry. I live in Scotland, okay? So, Scotland from London is about 11 hours away, all right? However, I pretty much give my support to every rally that I could, and I attend as many as I could as well. You know what I mean? So, I'm sorry if you probably didn't see me today. You know what I mean? So, we have a Layla, and I can't really go anywhere now. I mean, seriously, I can't really go anywhere, any serious thing for the next 6 months. I'm even considering leaving my job just to take care of my daughter. So it's so much to handle here. And trust me, I will be there if I could. But if you don't understand, well, I don't owe you any explanation than that. And you have my support if you want that. As in, so yeah, I wasn't there. However, let's continue. The democracy was meant to be a system of choice, whereby interesting, anything that has to do with, important things that has to do with people themselves can be put forward before the election. You know what I mean? If you go for an election, you should know what you are voting for. What are you voting for? You're voting for electricity. You are voting for water. You are voting for healthcare. You are voting for education. You are voting for all these things. Same thing they promised you in 1999. So the democracy is pretty much like people have no choice. They just follow whatever is outlined for them. The moment you begin to question what is outlined for you to follow, then you become a rebel. Then you become the enemy of the system. Now, no matter how rigged the system is, rigged against you, sadly, you have no say. That's exactly what a dictatorial democracy is. In Nigeria today, you have on their record, in their own record, they said that the young people actually make up the largest part of the population. Put it in numbers. 75% of the population in Nigeria are young people. People between the ages of 0 and 35. For real, young people. But guess what? They were supposed to form the largest base of electoral base of that country. But you know what happened? Because it is a dictatorial democracy, which you have come to see as a ritual every 4 years. Let's just do it, and God will touch their hearts. So young people have completely either weaponized to maintain the status quo that is rigged against them, or that's going to take everything away from them, or continue to take everything away from them, weaponized to use them against, or completely disconnected, never to get them interested, no real education to make them feel like, oh, because it is not their democracy. It is a dictatorial one that nobody has a say other than the gatekeepers, the owners of Nigeria. And if you see through very well, you realize that some of those who have become rebels, call us rebels, those who have seen through the charade and who don't want to be part of that, every 4 years a ritual that will end at nothing, continue to spread the message and say, listen, see through this and choose what you probably think is for you. So far, so good. The democracy in Nigeria is, apart from it being, dictated by the power that be, as they call themselves. You don't see them, but they are there. They sponsor those who go out there to make your laws. They sponsor those who are supposed to gather intelligence and defend everyone. All that matters is the interest of those minute number of people who don't even identify themselves as Christians or Muslims. Seriously, when it comes to this sharing formula, this Nigeria project. But a segment of it, young people, who have been left out of the entire system. They are only called upon whenever they are needed to be weaponized in order to be used in weaponizing the interest of this minute few. A dictated system. Now, if you now look at all of the, rancors, the vision, all of the agitation, call it, and all that are now coming to surface today, you will realize that these individual groups of those who have disconnected themselves with this arranged contraption called Nigeria, you will see that these groups are populated by young people. The young people who feels like, of course, this is not what we want. This is never going to be what we want. This Nigeria is never going to be what we wanted. That division, you can see through that, right? Now, you have no choice. A democracy that has no choice except what is given to you is not a democracy. The demography that is left behind or left out of the entire system are expected to rebel against a system that has kept them completely underdeveloped. Now, that's what you are witnessing today. 24 years after MKO Abiola died, those who told us then that what we needed wasn't military, but democracy. Those who told us then that what Yorubas wanted or needed then to achieve our full potential in that project Nigeria wasn't military. It was democracy. Then it was going to be restructured Nigeria. 24 years of those crooks telling you about restructuring. It has now come to light to most of us who are young people that it's been a business. It's been like a business line. Oh, let's do restructuring. Then the people will feel like, oh yeah, let's do it. Now, the young people have completely seen the lies and they don't want to be part of it, right? And that's why you're witnessing what you are witnessing today. 24 years after those who told us then that once the military are gone, then we can have a government where you have a choice, you have a say, whether you are young or you are old, whether you are rich or you are poor, whether you are from the north or you are from the south, whether you are a Christian or whether you are a Muslim or you have no religion at all. But today, every one of them who is now talking about democracy, every one of them who is telling you to continue to endure democracy, all these crooks who have benefited from this disjointed, mismanaged Nigeria, who have been telling you, oh, let's manage it. They are no longer talking about that equality anymore. They are talking about sacrifice. Even when they brought change, oh, we need change. When you gave them that opportunity to give you that change, then they turned it around and they said, the change begins with you. Those who told us then that Yorubas will do better on our own, especially the regions will do better on our own if we do away with the military. They got the power. They are now the preachers of one Nigeria, one not working, one ununited, one disjointed Nigeria, because it pays their bills. But please, look beyond the rhetorics. Look beyond the photo ops. Look beyond the look good images that they are painting. Look beyond all those flowering, speeches from these crooks, as they will come to you in different shapes and sizes, different colors in these coming weeks. They have been coming to you. Many of you are already pitching your tent to them. But look at them. It is what that benefits them is that one Nigeria. But when you look critically well, you realize that validating that for them is just renewing your sufferings. You have no real choice. Something is brewing that I've told you a few times that you shouldn't look away from. But democracy was supposed to grant you that liberty of choice. Part of the liberty of choice is when people say the genesis of all the problems in Nigeria is the haphazardly put together fake book called Constitution, put together by Abdulsalami Abubakar's junta to act as the law book for the entire 200 million people, 6 regions, 774 local governments as they've segmented every one of us. A fraudulent book, haphazardly put together to achieve a name. 24 years after that, nobody among those who were up in arms against Nigeria's system in from 1993 to 1998, until they gained power, until they became what they condemned. 24 years of a fraudulent lie that has divided us more than united us. Why are we divided? Injustice, inequality, unfair treatment of one another, the dominance and the attempt to dominate one ethnic trying to dominate the other, injustice here and there, where people have been told to lick their wounds in the name of unity and forget them. No closure, right? And then they gave you this unworkable book. 24 years after that, they are telling you they are still promising us electricity. They are still promising us good health care. They are still promising us education for our children. They are still promising us an industrialized Nigeria. They are still promising you, the young people, jobs that will never come. They are still promising you a lot. 24 years after they said the same thing. They told you you've made a lot of progress. No, you've not. You've digressed so much, and you can tell why. Validating them every 4 years is a ritual that sometimes you are going to say enough at some point. And that clocking time is here. That you're going to get to that point, you're going to feel like, hey, you still can't elect your leaders freely. You still can't conduct election freely. You still can't count your votes freely. and you still can't use your own judicial system judiciously. There is no legality in your legal system. It is pretty much like a dog eats dog. Today, the young people, listen to this. So we have, if you talk about Biafra, what is going on? Why are the young people looking for Biafra? They have been disconnected with the system that some of you are completely trying and struggling to keep together, lying to ourselves, pretending that it's going to work. We just need the change of personnel. All we needed is a change of personnel. Once we change the personnel, then the system is going to change. You are lying to yourselves, and you've lied for 24 years, 24 solid years. Then the young people who are tired, they saw hope somewhere else, that some of you who felt like your one Nigeria is an El Dorado that requires a lot of prayer and sacrifices, and you've sacrificed millions of people. You have sacrificed millions of young blood to keep this fraudulent charade together. 24 years after all the killings, I mean, minus all the 60 years, I mean, you know, the whole 60 years, 24 years since they told you that you could undo yourself, you could undo your own affair, you could do better if you have a democracy. 24 years after that, you've been spilling blood to keep Nigeria together. 24 years, you've not been able to do it. 24 years, young people have said that, well, they saw Biafra. Wow, we will do this. I mean, if we die for days, it's worth it. And you are finding that ridiculous. You are finding that strange. Some of you are finding that shocking. You are the shocking thing here. There are 24 years you have been living on a renewed ritual that never gives you anything but misery, death, poverty, corruption that continue to repeat itself in our different tongues. We grew up to know about it. We grew up to understand it. Corruption, corruption, impunity, impunity, ethnicism, tribalism, religion. You know what? All those stuffs that kept us, that have kept us completely down for 24 years. They are giving you the same thing. Then some young people feels like, no, I would rather die for Biafra than die trying to keep a united Nigeria that is never united. Injustice doesn't unite people. Unfair treatment is never going to unite people. Lack of empathy, sympathy for others will never unite the people. You see, mancho, there's a name they call it, a sociopath. Give me a name. They call it a sociopath. When you feel like some people deserve the cruelty of the system that is so cruel to you in a different way, but you see the cruelty to others and you feel like they deserve it. Come on, man. Such system will never breed patriotic citizens. It's going to breed, which is what Nigeria has breeded. It's going to breed people who hate the place that they should call the country, because it's never going to be a country. A contraption that is ready to kill you and deny you in death. That is never going to be a country. So you are not seeing it through that when you preach unity. Let's come together. You can't elect your leaders. Let's come together and elect good people. Even electing good people with a bad system that you are ignoring is still going to give you a bad result. Seriously. Young people who are tired in their millions, they saw light in Biafra struggle. You laugh at them. You should be laughing at yourselves for believing the same old lies and believing that you are smart, doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result. Come on, man. Think about that. So they saw Biafra, and some of them feels like, if I die for it, I would appreciate that so much than to die for Nigeria without anybody even identifying, or die for Nigeria and be counted as a statistic. Hello. Many of us are going to die for no just reasons, in the hands of a poor healthcare system, in the hands of the poor security system, in the hands of the terrorists that are being pampered by the system. And we are just going to end up as statistics. Seriously. We are going to end up as statistics. I am not a son of somebody from the government. I am not a son of, a relative of somebody from the authority, or somebody who is influential rather. So, or somebody who has a name. So many of you who would die. 24 years, 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 24 years,
and will be called statistics. 75 people died in the tanker fire along Otedola Bridge in Lagos. 75 human beings. Statistics. Do they not have names? Are they not supposed to be the humans who were like alive a moment ago, but born to death? But in Nigeria, they are just statistics. There is no media that is interested in, can you give us the name of all those 75 people? Nobody really cares. That is Nigeria. But you see, in Biafra, almost 55 years after Nigeria massacred over 5 million of them. Do you know, even though Nigeria said no winner, no vanquish, the Biafrans never forgot the names of all those killed. Yes, they didn't. And they will never. You know why? Because Nigeria made them that. Nigeria will make you think you don't matter until you think you do. And just like young people who are today saying they are not interested in PDP, they are not interested in APC, they are now for Peter Obi, that too is a good thing. Just same way, young people have continually to support our own Omoyele Sowore, believing that they would rather waste every of their resources, every of their energy for a candidate or a somebody like Omoyele Sowore, a somebody like a Kingsley Mohalu, than for them to spend a little tiny minute defending the same rogues who brought us to this stage. Nigeria will forget about you. But it's getting to that stage where young people are now dropping that lie of that one Nigeria, united Nigeria. Let us come together and pray for Nigeria bullshit. Seriously. There are young people who have, you may say they are inconsequential. You may say their wish is just a mirage. You may continually dispel them or disprove them, or you may continually ignore them. But you know what? You can only continue to live in denial of days, because they are right there before your faces, right there in your faces every now and then, and you continue to ask yourselves, why can't these Biafrans just come together and let's work for Nigeria? That's to tell you, you identify they are there. Young people who are tired of this nonsense. And they are increasing every day. They are not reducing. Listen to this. There are also young people from elsewhere. The Yorubas. You are a Yoruba man, I'm a Yoruba man. You are a Yoruba leader, I'm a Yoruba leader. You are whatever you call yourself as a Yoruba, you would never you would never deny the fact that there are young Yorubas now who are beginning or who have questioned the idea behind one Nigeria and what exactly is the position of the Yorubas in the interest of the Yorubas in that one Nigeria. They've been asking questions, and guess what? Majority of you who are pro-Nigeria, one Nigeria, let us go and do election, this and that. You've not been able to give them the answers. You've just been like waving them by one and like they are wasting their time. But this is the problem. You are not looking at it the way you should. You have 24 years of democracy. It didn't unite the people. It divided them more. Have you asked yourself why? It's because this democracy is dictatorial. It wasn't of the people, by the people, or for the people. Yeah? Democracy, they say, is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But when this dictatorial democracy you have in Nigeria that has denied you the genuine citizenship, the genuine right as a citizen of a country, something that gives you some sort of a bit of protection, and say, oh, I'm in Nigeria, I'm safe. Oh, this happened to me in America, why? Oh, why don't you just go back home? It's safer at home. 24 years, it didn't give you all of that. Democracy made us poorer. Rather than it to be the government of the people, for the people, by the people, it became the government of the elite, for the elite, by the elite. It became the government of the crooked, by the crooked, and for the crooked. It became the government of the, these criminals, for the criminals, and by the criminals, only for you, just to validate their criminality every now and then. Then afterwards, you go back and ask, God, why? We prayed, we fasted and we fasted. God, why did you have to do this to us? And that's why I told you then that if you pay attention very well, using religion to hoodwink you into choosing these roads under a rigged system that you are not paying attention to is like a double suicide. I don't know what a name to give to it. Double suicide. You want something good? You can't get something good through something terrible. No, you can't. You have to do away with something so terrible that has proved itself for 24 years. 24 years, man. Come on, man. 24 solid years. It has proved to be terrible. You can't get anything good from that. You have to do away with it. But in a democracy, you are supposed to have that choice. Honestly speaking, we want a Biafra, we want a Yoruba nation, we want a regionalism, we want a restructuring. These are democratic terms. Honestly speaking, except in Nigeria, which is not democracy. You know it, I know it, it's become something else. Democracy left Greece, went to America, gave birth to different Peking, top two, a Democrat, Republican. Democracy travel, he entered Britain. They gave it a name. And guess what? They made it their own when they got to Nigeria. They gave you a dictatorial democracy, educated people, lawyers. I once asked myself, why are you studying laws in Nigeria when what actually makes you a lawyer is the law of the country and the code that you write through that law? But that law should automatically comes from the people. The edict of independence. I don't even know if now edict that they call them or what's an act of independence or an article of independence. So just give it any name. Something that comes from the people, stated by the people, dictated by the people, becomes a law and it is binding on the people. That's how you can make a democracy yours. But you don't have one. You have dictatorial democracy. That your judiciary is absolutely nothing in this whole thing. In a democracy, you have in a federal system of government, right? I mean, I did government in school. They lied to me. They lied to you. If you're one of those government students, I was the best government student in my set. Go and verify. Seriously. I was the best. Not that I was one of the best. Odogbolu Grammar School. Go and verify. I was the best government student in my school. Everything I read about in government subject, everything I read, they lied to me. They lied to us. The education they gave to us, they lied to us. Because when you put what they told you, when you put it when you put it side by side in practice, oh man, it is heartbreaking. Then you come to term what I just told you right now. It's their own democracy. It's dictatorial. It's not about you. It's not for you. It's not by you. Until you make it yours. You can choose your leaders. Federal system of government. Oh, they say the president, I mean, the executive, the legislature, the judiciary. The executive is going to, the legislature will make law. The judiciary will interpret it. The executive will execute it. And there is something called checks and balances. Oh man, that should have been democracy, but it is not in Nigeria. It is a winner takes it all. That is why ethnic, tribal dominance, religious dominance, ethnic dominance, tribal dominance, and all of this madness actually are those who dictate their politics, who becomes what and when. It's not you, not me, Not any one of us. If they say we need to work together and build this democracy, tell them they are lying to you. You are not building any democracy. You are building a fiefdom for the limited, the crooked numbers of people who are benefiting from the charade. 24 years they lied to us. 24 years. 24 years. And they want you and I to put all of that together, to continue to put that together for them. And when you begin to question that, they say, oh, no, come on. God is the one that chooses leaders. What a way to lie to people. God chooses the leaders. Could God hate you, hate us so much? Have you asked yourself that? Could God have hated Nigeria so much? They continue to give you terrible people. No, it's not God. That's manipulative. That's deceitful. And it is unforgiving the moment you find out. For every one of us who is religious, you see them today, they are throwing it in their democracy. They are throwing it, Muslim, Christian ticket. You are going to be emotionally drained into it. They are going to sap your faith. They're going to manipulate you. They're going to rob you and rob you. You're going to end up in their dragnet. That's not democracy. That is dictatorial demonstration of craze. So I was telling you something earlier. The young people who are tired are beginning to, pitch their tents and different kind of other things that is completely different. So I told you, you can't get something good from something terrible. You see what you have right now, whether na APC, PDP, PDP, AMPP, PDP or this or that, you can tell the two leprous fingers who are just like the puppets in the hand of their puppet masters, the puppeteer. He who pays the pipers dictates the tunes. If you want a puppet to dance for you, pay the puppeteer. If you want something better, discard the system that tells you or dictates for you or outline or gives you the rule book of what to do to make Nigeria better. The young people are disagreeing now. And that's why I said, listen, if you are one of those who believe that the system is rigged, whatever solution you want to bring upon as it is, let us break everything up. Yes, let's break everything up. I'm with you. Let us chase these criminals away and then take your country back. When you say that, I'm with you. Whatever you do to do away with the rot that has legalized inequality, and they have told you to learn how to live with it. Once you disagree with that, once you say no and you stand your ground, you are my friend. I'll be your friend. Because you cannot get something good from something terrible. No, you can't. And that's exactly what Nigeria represents. They will milk our differences. But if you pay attention very well, you can tell those who are done with a rigged system that will continue to give you dismissal, no matter under what disguise that they come to you. You will not take it as a young people. And that's why I want to address the young people. The democracy you have right now is not yours or your making or those before you. Therefore, this one has no future for you. They have you as a statistic. Oh man, look at it. If you are 24 years old, how disappointing is it going to be now that you have discovered that these guys have no real future for you, except you decide to choose what your future is going to be? So what are you going to choose? A fraudulent one Nigeria that the same rogues who brought us to this state would love to remain same for their own benefits and their cronies, while you continue to be the victims? Or you want something better, something that you can own, something you can call yours, and something you can make possible? I mean, you should make that possible. If I want something for myself, I will do anything to make it happen under the law. 24 years of democracy has brought us nothing. Do you want to be part of another 24 years of a misery, or you rather chart a new course? Somebody like myself, I want to live in a peaceful, progressive Yoruba land where I don't have to worry about any external influence or dictate, where I can handle the thieves who have the audacity to steal from us and flaunt the same in our own nation, Yoruba nation. I want that. I will promote that. I will share that with my brethren. I will tell them the goodness of Yoruba nation. I will tell them the goodness of one language. I will tell them the beautiful thing we can do together if we all agree to chart our own destiny and pursue it, work for it. I would love to do that, which is exactly what I am doing. And I would love to do that, especially to say your democracy is actually democracy and not dictatorial democracy, where people will have to kill you for wanting something different from what they have given to you. They gave you this, and they are telling you that you have to make it work. You have no idea what they gave to you. How the hell are you going to make it work? 24 years. Can you pinpoint any progress at all? So as a Yoruba man, I want to tell my own Yoruba brothers and sisters to stop hoping that one day this contraption is going to work for us, because our own parents, your own fathers, they actually probably believed when they were your age, they believed that all that was needed was to be patriotic in their own little way. Maybe they were not so patriotic, because at least, look at it. If they were so patriotic, they would probably have nipped this in the bud, right? Even before we were born. It wouldn't have become my fight. It wouldn't have become your own fight. Nigeria gained independence 62 years ago. 62 years ago. Everything was fine a little bit way until 1966, when they decided to end their regionalism, force everybody together. And guess what? Maybe many of you watching me right now, you were not born then. Oh, those of you who are older, in your 60s, in your 70s, in your 80s, you were among those who probably felt like, oh, it was going to be good. Oh, we're going to have to work hard. Then right before your eyes, your very eyes, everything changed to what we have today, right? So if you as a young person right now, you are jumping up and down for Tifnumbu, that means you are for one Nigeria. If you are jumping up and down for Atifku, it means you are for one Nigeria. If you are jumping up and down for Showore, that means you are for one Nigeria. If yours is to express your own admiration for Peter Obi, oh my dear, you are up for one Nigeria. I don't have anything against you. The only way I disagree with you, what kind of that Nigeria do you want? How exactly are you actually going to pursue that one Nigeria? I mean, that one Nigeria that you want in a way that it won't continue to suffocate me. It won't continue to deny me my own right. It won't continue to be the threat to my life. Because if you as a Yoruba man, as an Igbo man, a Fulani man or a Hausa man, a Christian or a Muslim, a Northerner or a Southerner, I mean from wherever you come from, and you are for any of these guys, right? That means you are for one Nigeria. You are a threat to my life. You are a threat to my safety. You are a threat to my own good existence. And you are actually a threat to yourselves too. You have the right to be and make your choices. Now, listen to this. If you are for Atifku, you are from the old block, the same system that destroyed us, the same system that looted us, the same system that stole our future. If you are for Tinubu, APC, Egbekegbe, you are for those who have actually stolen our future as well, looting them as they can right now, borrowing the destiny of those who are not even alive now, borrowing them away, right? If you are for Moyele Shore, you are probably saying you could do away and end these two hegemony, APC, PDP. You could be a friend on the side. But how hell do you gonna do that? How in the hell do you gonna do that? If you are for Peter Obi, as many of you have chosen so far, of course you are also for one Nigeria. Then you believe that you could do away with the PDP, APC. Many people are laughing you. They are not laughing you because they believe you couldn't do it. They are laughing you because you are so ignorant of what power truly means in a disjointed Nigeria, in a system that is given to you, dictatorial democracy given to you by the puppet masters, the owners of Nigeria. You want to create something so good, something so beautiful, something that will benefit all from something so terrible. You are not paying attention to that, and good luck to you. So people want to see you do away and end, right? Over time, you said you don't want the Nigeria that Tinubu represents. You don't want the Nigeria that Atiku represents. But you are likely lying to yourselves if you say you are for Peter Obi. When the power eventually changes hands, you are going to have to learn how to live with the PDP, learn how to live with the APC. And guess what? Oh, you're going to be so disappointed. But again, I won't fight you. I won't disparage you. I won't even discourage you. You know why? Because it seems that clearly you are telling yourself that you don't want the same Nigeria that is killing us, or having to be interested in this Nigeria at all through this same rigged system makes you a threat. Not only to yourselves, you are a threat to people like myself because you want to create something from a dictatorial democracy and you are living in that your own bubble right now. But the fact that you don't like a system, the fact that the Nigeria rigged system pushed you into this, the fact that you belong to the young people who have decided that you will never be part of this weaponized rigged system, you are going to fight for something different. That's why I'm going to call you my friends. In the next coming days, coming weeks, I'm going to continue to call you my friends. I won't call you obedient yet because I want to encourage you. You are coming from you are just like a chip from the block of that system, that a demography that they have called inconsequential. Now you have politicized your own anger, politicized your own your disagreement with the system, even though one way or the other you are charting a course that is still pretty much going to keep the same system in place, abandon you, and allow you to lick your wounds. But somehow, if that's going to be a starter, then you are my friends. You will be my friend. With that condition. But as a Yoruba man, I want to walk into a place in Yoruba land and make a Yoruba man, you that is watching me right now, I want to make you passionate about Yoruba land. So passionate enough that you will reject everything that is happening to us right now. I am going to make you do that. And guess what? the moment you reject what is happening in Yoruba land right now, everything, you are going to call for an independent Yoruba nation. You are going to understand why you should ask for that. You are going to see reason why it is the most important thing you will ever do in your life as a Yoruba man. Even though you have your right to all your choices, this is also a choice. And it can become the priority. I want to be that Yoruba man that is going to tell you that we are a people that can build heaven on this earth, united by so many things. I want to be that Yoruba man. I don't want to be a unity beggar. I want to make an average Yoruba man that is walking on the streets to think and dream and act and walk and live and die for what is for Yoruba land. If you are that person, honestly speaking, if the larger populace of Yoruba land gets to that Zionic stage, the battle is half won. Because as they say, nobody has ever in history, nowhere in history is written or recorded that army of volunteers were ever defeated. A purpose. Yoruba's purpose in Nigeria right now is not defined. It's never defined. And you should tell yourselves this truth. The passion you have right now for one Nigeria as a Yoruba man is a disservice to what you should be having a passion for. And that is the nation where you come from. A nation where you have similar destiny, where you are supposed to have one united purpose as a people, a progressive mind that cut across politics, commerce, science, education, name it. All of these are currently being subdued, being sat upon, being managed to be buried by the one Nigeria. They made us lose our purpose. We cannot allow the coming generation to follow this same trajectory. It will be a total disservice to them. I, as a Yoruba man, I, Maiyegun general, I want to be that ambassador that will tell the coming generation, one Nigeria is a ruse. Wasting your energy, your resources trying to make it work, it's like wastage or a waste of lifetime. Why would you waste your life trying to make a Nigeria work when nobody allowed you or would allow you to make a genuine contribution into addressing the differences of all these over 250 ethnic nationalities in Nigeria? You can call them 250 countries. That's a number. Malta is a country. Their population is no more than 600,000 people. There are countries that many of you are looking up on social media today because of what Nigeria has done to you individually, collectively. You want to jackpot? You are looking for a place to go to. Most of these countries that you want to go to, their population are not up to one local government in your Nigeria, in Yoruba land. Seriously, I am not joking. Then you have a place Nigeria, the crippled giant of Africa, the burden of Africa, not a blessing in any way, with over 250 countries, nations, with their own languages, culture, tradition, politics, governance, commerce, defense, science, name it. They are fused and forced together with this proviso. No choice. They are not given a choice. Not even a choice to decide if they want to be part of this or not. They handed them a book. They called it a constitution. Rule yourself with this. And for 24 years, my brothers and sisters, what do we have? What do we have? If you turn around there, they will say, we need to come together. Is that not telling you that we are divided? If we are united, why is everybody asking us to come together? 62 years, 24 years of the recent democracy. Everybody has tried. A lot of people have died. Then they are telling you, in a democracy, it is a treason to ask that let us discuss this unity that you are talking about. Let's talk about the unity. Come on, come here. I'm a Yoruba man. He's an Igbo man. You know, we all have our differences. We have things that makes us feel like we don't want to be part of this anymore. Why is nobody interested in that? Why are they talking about unity when why are they not talking about the division? Or let me say, why are they talking about unity when they are not talking about the division, when there is no division? Why? I watch my people die for things that they shouldn't die for. I saw young people whose future, life, have been mortgaged. I saw hope, dreams die in beautiful eyes of young people. I saw Nigeria happen to many people. And that they were Christians, they were Muslims, that they were Hausas, they were Fulanis, they were Igbos, they were Yorubas, Ijos, Shekiri. It don't matter wherever you come from. Young, old, poor, rich, especially poor. I saw Nigeria happen to a lot of people. A lot happened. Dreams shattered. Hopes destroyed. Strength weakened. Aspirations completely destroyed. And that's what Nigeria is. But you're not allowed to discuss them. You're not even allowed to say this is what we want as a group of people. I want us to change that. We need to change that. If people tell you about unity, it simply means that there's some division that they are not admitting to. If people talk about peace, it means that there's some war that they are not admitting to. If people are talking about let's come together so that we can progress, there's some backwardness that they are not admitting to. And these are the bane. We must talk about them. You cannot create good thing out of terrible things. Stop. You know, they did it to us, the generation before us. Don't let us do that to the generation coming after us. Don't let us get so lost that we pretend not to know what to do. We know what to do. Many of us are just afraid. of doing them. Because sometimes it is peaceful or it is uncomfortably peaceful in that your comfort zone. Leaving the comfort zone to the uncomfortable one requires a lot of nerves. But Nigeria will give you that nerve. You're going to get that nerve. And I can see that in so many ways, that people who have seen the division, who have seen the injustice, who have seen the impunity, who have seen the whole lies, they are not lying low anymore. They don't have all the answers. But there's something many people have discovered. This Nigeria is not for them. This Nigeria cannot continue. This particular one is completely against us. So whatever is going to be done should be done. So as a Yoruba man, I want to be part of those who make it your legitimate right that should be proud of. You should be proud of that. Before they forced us to be part of this contraption, we could handle ourselves. And we owe it to the generation coming not to lie to them that Nigeria is united, or Nigeria will be united if they come together. There is no framework of us coming together. The only framework of us coming together is to come and address our division. But guess what? The political class, the elite, and many more who are benefiting from our division, they are telling you and I that all we needed is to get our PVC. All we needed is to come together and elect a good leader. All we needed, just like every 4 years, a ritual. They are lying to you, because that is not all. You should be part of that generation that says, this is what we want and we will get it. I am one of them. And I'm asking you to hold tight too. In our own capacity as a people, as a Yoruba man, if whether na red-blooded or blue-blooded, na blood, red blood cell within my system, it is that of an Ijebu man from Yoruba land. And with the division we have seen so far, like I said, it is always good to take and bring the purpose of an average Yoruba man, young and old. It is the right thing to do, right? To bring our purpose all together, our passion, our resources, our voices, and everything that we hold dear, and put them together for a purpose that you will be proud of, your children will be proud of. And when you see the new generation of young Yorubas, they would not be speaking of a contraption that they don't understand. Their own forebearers didn't understand, because if they did understand, we probably would not be here fighting this battle, the battle of our lives. Nigeria made us to fight for this, and I will make you not to deny yourselves the right to do that. Those political class who take advantage of what really matters to us, majority of them are already talking about Biafra, talking about a Yoruba nation, and all of that in their shambolic, bogus, and fraudulent electoral charade, the 4 years rituals that you and I know will end in the same thing, failure, so that they can call you again in 4 years and say, come here, we have discovered a new idea, right? In their own nonsense that they are doing. So we're taking a stand, by the way, we are taking a stand as a young people, so that you will not wake up in another 10 years and say, oh dear, as a Yoruba man, in poverty, in fear, in the terrorized place, And that Yoruba man is still jumping up, shouting and screaming. One united Nigeria, one united Nigeria. Let's pray for Nigeria. We need to change that. That's what I'm saying. You see, all those your children who are watching this broadcast with you, all those young children, it doesn't take long for them to grow. We need to feed them with the right information of who they are. Nigeria is a lie. In your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, you are promoting a one Nigeria that is rigged completely against you. Is that out of ignorance? Or pretty much because you are going to benefit from it? Whatever it is for you, I am going to make sure that you are never going to influence the next generation with all these lies that they told you. You've discovered it, but you refuse to disembark from it. It is now time for us to make sure that our children, they are never going to drink from the well of lies of one Nigeria, one united Nigeria. We need to tell them the truth. And we'll tell them that it is nothing wrong to be a Yoruba man in a contraption called Nigeria. It is their duty to take us out of that place. Now, what do I mean by that? We will no longer pass the buck. And those who came before us, they probably passed the buck on to us. They gave excuses why they should wait. They gave so many reasons, I believe. Remember that those who are in their 60s today, those who are in their 50s today, they were once in their own teens. They were once in their own 20s. They're all in their own, they were once in their own 30s. You are in your 20s. You are in your 20s now. You are in your 30s. I am never going to be part of you who are going to influence the coming generations who are in their teens and tell them that Nigeria is going to be great for them. You know it's never going to be. You have discovered the lies. And the way you only solidify it or you keep that one Nigeria together is to continue to champion a fraudulent, manipulated election every 4 years, or continue to preach a unity that doesn't exist. Continue to preach and pray for one Nigeria that doesn't exist. Whatever is your benefit, whatever you're going to get from that, my generation, in my 30s, right, we should all form the bond to ensure that this crop of misguided brothers and sisters of ours are never going to do the same to these young people coming before us, because they're going to be so brutal. And it is so sad if you see people who are ignorant of what is happening. If people who don't have an idea of the consequences of their choices, it's so sad if you see them passionately promote what is exactly put together to destroy them. It is sad. It's called ignorance. And we have them in their large numbers. Ashiwaju is going to change everything for us. Do you know that Tinubu has released his own manifesto? Manifesto of Tinubu doesn't have restructuring. Manifesto of Tinubu doesn't have any idea of how to tackle terrorism. Manifesto of Tinubu doesn't have an idea of how to tackle inflation. Do you know that? I've seen it. And possibly I'm going to tell you about that so that you can talk about, when you talk about, discussing substance and not, not propaganda. I've read through that. A 32-page or 33 pages of lies that Tinubu is bringing to you. There's no real restructuring there. There's nothing about, state police that could come with restructuring. There's no clear-cut idea of how they are going to pay Nigeria debt. There's no idea of how to revive your economy, cut inflation, and then strengthen your naira. There's no idea of how to generate real electricity, how to decentralize electricity in Nigeria and give autonomy to the local government areas. There's nothing there. But they're going to come to you and say all these lies on different campaign podiums. You would ignorantly or stupidly, as I love to say, stupidly agree with them. And then you go about and start interpreting and speaking grammar. Atifku doesn't have any clear-cut idea of how to tackle Fulani terrorism. Atifku doesn't have any clear-cut idea of how to end the terrorism in southern Nigeria. Atifku is supporting open grazing. Atifku supports cattle colony. Atifku is against the ban on open grazing. Maybe you don't know that. As a young person, you are probably going to be telling yourself, Atifku can win election. Tinubu can win election. It's going to be the turn of the Yorubas. It is not the turn of the Yorubas. It is not the turn of the Hausa. It is not the turn of the Igbos. It is the turn of the crooked criminals who have been benefiting from the rot. You have been paying the price. Maybe it is time for you to say enough. Enough. I have seen through their lies and tell me you don't believe them after reading them. I mean, if you care for yourself, go and read all the lies they are coming to sell to you. Then come back later and tell me, oh, I regret believing them. Come on, man. I've just told you, it is suicidal to believe that you can build something good out of something so rotten. You've seen it. Stop lying to yourselves. So I'm a young man who will never let you influence the coming generation with those lies. I don't know if I'm going to succeed. I don't know how far I'm going to succeed. But I can tell you that I am not alone. There are so many people like myself who are also interested in doing this. They are already doing it. I just want to make sure that the one we are going to get involved in is going to be the one that you can track. Yes, we can track how much of the progress we are making, how many of the young Yorubas worldwide can see this light and help us to stop other young people from following the same track, the track of those who are selling this fraudulent one Nigeria to you. I mean, join me. Come on. I want you to join me. I want you to join me in chatting this Yoruba first. Let an average Yoruba man understand the implication of politics. Let an average Yoruba boy, a Yoruba girl, let them understand the implication of this one Nigeria, and then let them know the worldly things that they will leave behind for the generation coming after them, if they can stand their ground and put a break to this nonsense called one Nigeria. If you tell them they can do it, yes, they can. If you show them how to do it, yes, they will do it. And that is why on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, where people who are tired are also tired of talking. They say, stop talking. We are tired of talking. Take a minute and just breathe in, breathe it out as a Yoruba man and see what you too can be part of. We call it Igbimo Majobaje Ile Yoruba. We are tired of talking, they say. Maiyegun, we must do something and stop this hemorrhage. I said, yes, I agree. Then we came up here with different ideas of how to get involved with our people and how do we make the purpose of an average Yoruba man change that from that of a one Nigeria, let's work and make Nigeria work. Nigeria is never going to work. Not in a million years, especially if Nigeria is going to work, it should be working by now. You and I should just be working to make it even better. But guess what? It is worse. And they're going to tell you that it is you that will do it. I was just a baby. I was a little boy. A baby. When they have probably been talking about we must do our best to make Nigeria work. Do you understand? But I am going to be 40 years old in about 18 months' time. I'm going to be 40 years in 18 months. Do you know that? That's 18 months is 1 year, 1.5 years. I'm going to be 40 years. Now, I don't want to tell my own children that Nigeria is going to be better if they work hard, because it is not them that is not making Nigeria better. It is the system that shaped us to be what we have been. And education too. Most importantly, education. You see what you have on your screen is going to be our project for the foreseeable future. You get what I mean now? It's going to be the project of an average Yoruba man, Yoruba woman, Yoruba boy, Yoruba girl, and Yoruba family all over the world. And you are going to own it. Yoruba Rescue Fund. This idea, for those of us who know the brain behind this, is the fact that we are going to, be involved in the lives of our people. That center figure you see there is Yoruba. Why? With the head of Lokan standing as the base of that Yoruba. A very, very powerful one. We have experimented with a lot and we are done with experimentation. It is time to move. Ori Olokun. Somebody sent a message when I first shared this image, which is going to be the image you are going to see on vans, the image you are going to see on cars, image you are going to see on plastic bags, image you are going to see on so many things around Yoruba land. Image, the logo that you are going to see on letter-headed papers. A logo you are going to see on we are going to put this on a branded, what do you call it, on different branded materials all over Yoruba land. And you are going to love it. Now, Yoruba Rescue Fund is not just about the fund. Some said we should remove the fund. Some said that we should change it to a what do you call it? A Yoruba Eden. But what I want to say to all of you is this: all of your ideas and suggestions are going to be put to use in the course of this journey. Now, what we have as the backup for this, what are we going to do with this? A quick recap. Somebody messaged me or dropped a comment and said, Yorubas are Christians, Yorubas are Muslims. That Yorubas have gone beyond idol worshipping, this blah, blah, blah. That we should remove any image of idol from our logo. This person, I don't know if he's a Yoruba person, and I don't know if that person is watching me right now. You see, part of this project is to educate not just the young Yorubas, including the old Yorubas, the value and the core value of who they are, and remind them of who they are. Are you with me? This person felt offended that the current logo or the current flag of Ilano, I believe, that is being used as the flag for Yoruba nation for now. This person is offended that we use the Olokun's head. Olokun represents Olokun, for you as a Yoruba man or woman that is watching me right now. Olokun's head is not an idol's head. Yorubas are not, whatever you have as your Abrahamic faith, as a Yoruba man, you should never, by any means, undermine who we really or truly are. Olokun, as this head represents, and in this logo, represents peace, progress, bountiful harvest, good, and I'm gonna bring that up, by the way. There's something here I want to share. Hang on. I think it should be this. So Olokun head right there, which represents an indigenous, put it as an indigenous representation of your land, our land, which represents abundance, fertility, wealth, healing, and source of, it's a mystery as this my guy described it. But primarily, as a Yoruba man, whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, in Yoruba land where I grew up, are you with me? Once your religion begins to say you cannot associate with your brothers and sisters because they are not Christians or they are not Muslims, do you know the name we have for you? We will say, àwọn tó ti gba wèrè mẹ́sìn. Not that we don't know that they exist among us in Yoruba land. But you see that head there is not an idol. is not whatever your religion says it is. Because in Yoruba land, once you begin to go that far and say because your Christianity doesn't allow you to do this, your Islam doesn't allow you to do that, we just say I want were to take back were messing yani. Because a true Yoruba will know that your brother or your sisters, as a family member, your religion doesn't separate you from them. It doesn't make you better than them. When you go to your church, you can preach about heaven and that. When you go to your mosque, you can preach about Alijanan and all that. When you come into that Yoruba land where you have everybody around, you would behave as a Yoruba man. And as Yoruba people, we are not idol worshippers. For people like us who don't believe in any religion, in what we know, we believe that it is humans who created a God. That is why God means different things to different races and different people. And they also have a means of reaching their God. Okay? And this means, as Yoruba people, is our ways of reaching through all those who believe are the representatives of the gods, right? I mean, the gods who are the representative of the Almighty, that we believe is the Olodumare, the Almighty, which is above everyone else. But right here, he's got messengers that we can speak to, that we can pray through, and what have you, just same way you pray through all the prophets you have in your religion, or you pray to God because you know the God through all those prophets. So listen, if your religion now calls us idol worshippers and all of that, that is part of the education we are about to change. Yorubas are not idol worshippers. Okay? And if you call us a traditionalist, if that is what it means in your book, we respect that. And being a Muslim or being a Christian, and guess what, as Yorubas, for you to know that we respect ourselves so much, that religion would never, ever, would never divide us in a way. And we must change that is now brewing his head, where you feel like this one is better or that one is not better. In Yoruba land, once you join, once you are in the midst of your fellow Yorubas, you have to drop the idea that some people are going to hell while you are going to heaven. We don't do that. So you will tell your children, Olokun is not an idol. Our orishas, they are not evil. What do you call Eshu? It's not Satan. Tell your children, Eshu is a prophet. Right there, just same way, you will see other prophet that you have from all these Abrahamic religions. So in Yoruba land, education about this is so important, and we are going to add that as a part of our own project. We need to educate the minds of our people. So if you are a Yoruba man, if you are not a Christian, if you are not a Muslim, maybe you are not probably human. We need to change that, because when we were growing up, that wasn't how we were raised. Whatever your own religion is teaching you today, we must never let our own children learn that from you. And you must never let your children be like that, okay? Because being a Christian, being a Muslim, or being an atheist, or being an, what do you call it, traditionalist, as a Yoruba man, there is something called regard and respect for everyone's belief. It will never ever come into or come to play or to determine or decide how we rule or govern ourselves. Remember that. And that's what you tell your children. You will begin to tell your children now. Issue is not Satan. Whatever Satan is in their book, they should describe it. We need to refine it. That's your problem. That's the problem I'm talking about. We need to stop all this. Our people say they should do. No, come on, man. But the bottom line is this. As Yoruba people, this is who we are. Whatever we now become will never deny us from who we are. And we always respect that. It's never been an issue. And I told people, I said that if Ori Olokun is a problem for you, Baba, don't be part of this. it's not going to be changed. That is going to be our logo now, right? And in order to give it its own meaning, that's why we have what's the column? The meaning of what this is about. And it's not just about the fund. Yoruba Rescue Fund is primarily put together to get volunteers, this time around registered, known, and can be seen volunteers who are going to indeed take this right there into our Yoruba land. You watching me right now that is about to go and campaign for Peter Obi, I am going to be working to make sure that before December 2022, as a Yoruba man, you are not going to be campaigning for Peter Obi. You are going to be championing Yoruba nation. This is the vehicle towards it. Yeah, I am going to make you start screaming, Yoruba nation, we don't want election, we don't want this and that. That's how I'm going to make you do that. I'm not going to force you to accept a Yoruba nation. I'm going to make you understand why you should be part of it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm not alone. So in order to make it work, we have put together something that is going to become part and parcel of everything you're going to be seeing in the coming weeks in that Yoruba land. Yeah, that's our own project. So I'm not going to say, no, don't follow Atifku, or don't follow Tifnumbu, don't follow this and that. No. Because, you see, in a democracy, even though it's dictatorial, you always have a choice. And that your choice is yours. Yeah, you should be able to have choices. I also have a job to remind you that your choice can be very, very fatal, suicidal, disruptive and destructive of your own life. I can make that happen. Do you understand that now? Yoruba Rescue. Look at that rescue there. Because nobody's going to come and fight for us. We will fight for ourselves. We will push for what we want. And we will change the subjects from what it is now to what we want it to be. Only if we get involved. How? This is how. Can we make that happen? I don't know. You tell me. Can we actually change this whole thing, Maiyegun? I don't know. You will tell me that. That's why I said that if it is true that nobody has defeated the army of volunteers in history, then let's make history repeat itself. For a good purpose. For a good reason. Something that when you put your mouth where your money is, that is what I've just brought to you now. Is it going to work? I don't know. You tell me. Are people going to make this work? I don't know. You will tell me. But Maiyegun, go and bring something that we can work with. I have brought that now. There you go. There you have it. Can we make it work? Yes, I believe. So that's why we have volunteers here. We are tired of talking. You are tired of talking. We are tired of complaining. We all know the problems now. And we all know the players in these problems, yeah? What are you doing about it? That's the question. What are you going to do about it? Sit down, fold your hands, complain, and expect other people to do something. Now, Yoruba nation now, yes. Look at what is going on in London. People are doing something. A lot of people are doing a lot. So if you ask them, what are you doing? I am mobilizing. Really? Yeah, I'm mobilizing for Yoruba nation. Wow. You can join me to join others. Then everything can come into it. Oh, we want to help our people about security. Yes, we can. Should we help our people in the area of education in a way? Yes, we can. Yes, we should. Can we help our people to beat this inflation that is biting and tell them who are those responsible and tell them how to reject it and never be part of it anymore? Yes, we can. How? We mobilize. Yes, we mobilize. What do? We mobilize. You stop complaining. You stop lamenting. You stop pointing fingers and you start mobilizing. Oh no, you have no idea what you can do if you mobilize the right people for the right cause. You will be on top of the world. And a journey of 1,000 miles, they say. Start with the step. That step is this. Are we going to succeed? I don't know. You tell me. So it's up to us now. As volunteers, you are going to stand in as an ambassador, a right one, honest one, sincere and dependable one, reliable one. Be the change you want to see. Be that same thing you want others to do, because you know if they be that, things will be different, right? You know it, that if these people can just try and be like this, everything will be fine. Then be that thing and let's make everything fine. In the name of Yoruba nation. Can you do that? Can you? Can you? I believe you can. How best can you? I don't know. And people don't know what they can achieve, what they can do until they try. Now we are going to try. You are going to try with me. We're going to try together. We're going to hold hands. Listen, as you're watching this video right now, this is you about to begin to take responsibility for what you believe in. This is you holding hand remotely from London to, put it this way, all of you watching me from Yoruba land right now, what you are doing right now with me in spirit, what you are doing with me right now in your soul, what you are doing right now with me is that you are holding hands. I am holding your hands in spirit. You are holding my hands. And we are holding this network of hands all over the world right now in spirit. Telling ourselves that, yes, we can. Yes, we can. I believe. But if some of us drop the hands, then we'll break the chain. Once you break that chain of a unity and brotherhood, we are broken. For now, in spirit, can we hold hands now and say, Maiyegun, we are going to do this. We have to do this. Because that's what people tell me all the time. Maiyegun, we have to do this. Then you have to be prepared to be exactly what you want to see out there. In others, the failed people that you have seen in Yoruba land, outside Yoruba land, right? You want to be different, right? You want them to be different so that they can do something right. They won't. They will never change. You can then be that person. So hold hands now, because I'm going to call upon you soon. Yes, I'm going to call you. And you are going to answer, won't you? It's going to be a clarion call. Yoruba nation, we have a sacrifice to make. Every single of us, every single person of us, from every place you are right now, you have a sacrifice to make. And that sacrifice must be voluntary. It must come from your heart. It must be something that you are doing, not because you want to be praised, not because you want to be celebrated, not because you want to be rewarded, not because you want to stand out. It's because you want to see a difference. And it's because you are tired of complaining. What are we doing? Let's do something. Now you will do something. Yes, you will do something. And I'm going to ask you to do something, because you have asked me to chart a course and I've brought that back to you. So you are the success of this. If it doesn't succeed, we all fail. I've never been part of any failure, so to say. And I don't think any of us here on the Temple of Truth have been part of any failure, so to say. Now, this is ours. Yoruba Rescue Fund. You are going to represent this fund, this team in America. Be prepared. You are going to be the representative in Dublin. You are going to be representative in Ireland, as they say. You're going to be the representatives here in the UK. You're going to be the representatives here right there in Oshogbo. You'll be the representative there right there in Lagos. You are going to represent us right there in Akure. You will represent us all across Yoruba land. I mean, come on, where are you? You are actually going to be the ones planting this flag all over the world. Watch, listen. This is yours. This is your project. Remember that. Wherever you want it done or changed right there in Yoruba land, you are going to make that happen by being the ambassador of what you want to see. If you fail us, then you would explain that to those coming after you, and you should never even contemplate of failing us. We'll open up very soon. We'll sign up. We'll volunteer. And when you volunteer, you're also going to volunteer to be representatives of our programs in all over the world. All over the world. This is a global one now. Ìgbìmọ̀ má jẹ́ kó bàjẹ́. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àgbáyé. Worldwide Yoruba Rescue Fund. Put it that way. YRF. And you will be the ambassador of this course. This is the program that is going to welcome your own contribution. A program that is going to take your support right there to the people of Yoruba land. And this is it. In the next few days, I am going to release the legal framework for this project. And then we are going to open the web where everybody will sign up. If we can raise 1 million people, Yorubas, all over the world, home and abroad, then we can recruit over 500,000 volunteers in Yoruba land alone. They will be recruited. Don't worry yourselves. I know how to do these things. They will be recruited. They will turn around as the campaigners in Yoruba land. Before December 2022, this year that we are in, this one, if all of you follow me on this journey, you ask me to put this together, I am putting this together now. But it is not a one-man show. This is a worldwide movement, put it that way. They are going to feel us. They are going to feel it. You are going to meet them on the road. You're going to meet them in the market. You're going to meet us everywhere. You are going to have a motto. You are going to have a legal workbook. Every one of us will be able to say one or two things, if not 10 or more, why we need Yoruba nation. Now, if you are a writer, historian, if you are if you are somebody who can put together researches that you've done before, we are now going to have you all volunteer. We are going to discover all experts that we need: security, economy, policy formulation, lobbyists, and every other people who volunteer for so many things. Many of you are still going to also, when you join this, by the way, many of us are going to serve as Yoruba support groups for all of the Yoruba sons and daughters all over the world. If you have an issue with your immigration, if you have an issue with the government of the country you are living in, whatever your problem is, you can reach out to Yoruba Rescue Fund in your city. I want this. This is what I want us to have in mind. This is beyond just fund. All right? This is about responsibility. A global movement that will chart the reasons why Yorubas need Yoruba nation. And everywhere you see Yorubas, it will not be difficult to say, yeah, these people can have their own country. Seriously. Do you get that now? I want an average, and I want every Yoruba all over the world to have a straight dial number of Yoruba Rescue Fund team in their city when they have a problem, when they need help. I want a place where that can serve as a sanctuary for every Yoruba sons and daughters all over the world. So if you are volunteering and joining us, remember that you are joining a community of responsible people, and your expertise is going to be seriously needed. We will create the platform for that. We'll collect all the information that is needed. And back in Nigeria, many of us in Yoruba land are going to work on the field. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. You are going to serve as officials of this fund. You are going to take this message down there to the grassroots, and this fund is going to be easier for us to really give help when it comes to the security. I don't like talking much about that because I don't want it to be like, oh, well, you know what I mean? But just have it in mind. There's nothing that this can't do, or what this team will not do probably does not exist when we become active. And that's why I'm saying it to you right now. If they succeed, it will be because you as a Yoruba man or woman, you want it to succeed. If it doesn't succeed, it is not because Maiyegun didn't do his job. It simply means we all fail to do our own job. I'm doing my part now. When it is released, you have to do your part, and you have to do it religiously. You have to do it passionately. You have to do it patriotically. If you want to be exactly what you want to see in those people, then you know that's a responsibility that you must not joke with. I don't joke with mine, and I don't think you should with yours. So in this regard, I am saying this beforehand. This is not a one-man's project. In the coming days, I am going to begin to tell you, as your GO, the General Overseer of the Temple of Truth, the one that you have said that should be your shepherd in this cause. In the coming days, I will tell you, when I begin to discover the like minds who are also going to serve as members of the board of trustees for this organization at first. And like I told you, there is going to be a legal framework. There's going to be what we call the mode of entry and the mode of exit. This is a soldier go, soldier come adventure. Once your expertise is needed, we'll continue to value you. Once your expertise is no longer needed, we'll show you the door, and we'll always give credit for what you've done for us. That is why when you take this up, remember, you are going to be bringing in not just yourselves. You're going to be bringing in your families. You're going to be bringing in your friends. You're going to be bringing in your community, because this is a community we're about to build. And listen to me. They say, every great things comes from a little idea. Oh dear, this is a little idea that you have to make big, and you have to be responsible for it. We all have to be responsible for it. The biggest part of it is going to be the America. I can see it. America is going to be the centerpiece of this whole fund. It's not because of their money, but it's because of their number. We have more than, I don't know, I'm just guessing now, okay? So don't take my word for it. I bet we have more than 2 million Yorubas in America alone, right? Maybe there are more, maybe 10, maybe more. I don't know. Or if they should be interested in this, of course, they will have their own, in America, you're going to have the American head of this movement. The North America, all that will be defined in this whole legal framework. So once we set up in the UK, we'll pass you the whole thing for every one of you all over the world. And listen, it is not about man knows man. And that is why once this Yoruba Rescue Fund goes live, make sure you register if you think you have a role to play for us and you want us to have your details as somebody who is part of us as a member. Once it goes live, register to be a member. And then right beside that, you're going to see a place where you can also register as a volunteer. Now, when you register as a volunteer, we'll have your detail. We know where you are registered, where you are joining from. We know what you are interested in. Do you want to be this? In what part? In this and that? You know what I mean? What are you bringing to us? What is that you are going to help use to organize that place? All of that are going to be put into the launch. So now you can begin to think, where do I feel? You know, where can I work? What can I do? I have people already telling me, I want to be the representative that is working with those who are going to be collecting, donations like, clothes, anything that people want to give to people, clothes, shoes, bags, all of that. There are people who are already saying, Maiyegun, in my own city, I can map the whole place. I can put in a collection point in all of the places with Yoruba Rescue Fund, YRF collection points all over the place. I can do that. People are already suggesting. I said, don't worry. Don't send me a message through WhatsApp. Don't send me an email for that. Even if you have sent me one, great. But don't worry. There's a mechanism that is going to do all of that for us. You know how? You are going to register as a member. Then you are going to also register as a volunteer. Then we are going to reach out to you and say, oh, hi, hello, ma. We got your message. Oh, you say you are currently, you are in Quebec, Canada, and you want to be the coordinator for so and so there. That's great. We have about 15 people who have applied that they want to be coordinator for Quebec in Canada. We are choosing you, and we're going to let you know that all these 15 other people are going to be part of you in that Canada, right? I want to see your expertise. Maybe you'll be able to even put all of the 15 people together and make them your team. How about that? Like I said, it's a soldier go, soldier come adventure. And it is primarily just to say, what is the purpose of the Yorubas in that Nigeria? How do we amplify that? How do we weaponize what we want and get it out there? Is the people. And this is one of the ways, like many other ways too. And I've told people it's not a competition. Okay. So I am going to drop here. You can call in and be part of this, okay? Which means that, I am going to take a quick break. Their June 12 democracy nonsense, you've seen what it is. Now we are not just going to sit back and just complain anymore. We're going to challenge a lot. And we will look forward to how much we're going to achieve that. It's up to us. So I have spent my time. I hope you enjoyed that. So take a moment, like the video, okay? Don't go anywhere if you want to call in. And if you don't want to, I'll see you some other time. But I'm going to take a quick break, make my tea. And when I get back, we'll continue from where we're stopping now, which is you can phone in and add your own voice to this. Until then, share the broadcast. Like it. Yes, like the video. Come on. I'll see you soon.
Hello, Maiyegun. How are you?
I am very well. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. This is Jude from California.
How are you today, Jude?
Jude, I'm okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your efforts, and God will really continue to bless you.
Amen. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, I just want to briefly speak to my Yoruba brothers and also my Igbo brothers or Biafran brothers.
Yep.
Please, my Yoruba brothers, I want you guys to embrace what Maiyegun keep coming here every day, spending his time and energy, sometimes to the discomfort of his family, to educate us and to let us know. I want us to embrace this because our freedom or your future depends on embracing this. Because there is nothing, absolutely nothing will come out of one Nigeria.
No.
The only thing, if anything, is the continuing death, killing, blood, spilling of innocent blood. That is the only thing that will continue to come out of Nigeria. Backwardness, okay, darkness. Because there's one thing I always say: for you to know any country that is moving forward or is going somewhere, you can that country is indicated or that system is indicated by any president being better than the predecessor. Okay, it's like a ball. It's like, in a field, you are moving a ball and advancing to your opponent's goal, and you continue to pass it and you continue to move forward, and then you pass on to the next person. He moves it forward and pass on to the other one. He moves it forward until they get to the goal mouth of their opponent and score a goal. But the Nigerian situation is going backward. It's moving the ball backward to their own side. Okay. Like, I remember just a few years ago, I don't know how we have all soon forgotten. Okay? A few years ago, everybody was lamenting about Jonathan's corrupt administration. How have we soon forgotten? Now, because of that, everybody jump onto Buhari. Now, his administration has made Jonathan like a saint. The same way applies to Obasanjo's administration. So which administration can you ever tell me that the predecessor or that the successor did better than the predecessor?
People will soon miss Buhari. People will soon be missing Buhari too. Man, Buhari is even better. It's going to get worse.
I'm telling you. So please, my dear brothers and sisters in Igbo land, in Yoruba land, everywhere, and other nationalities that is not this Fulani that have hold us to ransom. Let us embrace this. Let us embrace this message. Let us continue to preach it. The energy we are spending, the energy we are spending in this 2023 election. Imagine if we divert that energy. Imagine if we divert this adrenaline that is rushing everywhere among the youth all over Nigeria, campaigning for P2B, which is good anyway.
I mean, on the side, it's good though. I've said it though. I like the fact that what they wanted, which they have said severally, is that they don't want this elite system. Even though if we look deeper, you realize that they are just ignorant of so many things. But it's good.
Exactly. Imagine if we divert it to fighting for various nations. Trust me, we will get this earlier than we expected. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Yeah, one more thing I want to say.
Please.
Which of you, among everybody that is listening to me, both the Yoruba, the Igbos, any nationality in Nigeria, which of you, if you have a business, if you're an entrepreneur, a businessman, you have your company, you sincerely want somebody to be a leader, a managing director of that company, we hire Tinubu to be your managing director. Which of you, tell me, if you have a business and you want that business, you hire Tinubu to be your managing director.
Yeah, those who answer you are those who have never run businesses, unfortunately. Real people who have run businesses, they will tell you straight away, no, never. I would never have a business put these guys in.
Exactly. And which of you also will hire Atiku? Atiku that is a thief that made his money by stealing from Nigeria. Which of you will hire him to be your managing director? I'm sure the answer is no. Okay? Is it Tinubu that have stolen Lagos dry that you give to manage your business? I'm sure in 6 months that business will fold up. He will steal everything and even steal you, who is the owner of the business. Okay, Peter Obi, yes, it appears as the best candidate now. But remember also, a few years ago, just a recent, during the time Atiku chose him as a running mate, okay? This guy said Atiku is his mentor, right? How can Atiku, who is a thief, be your mentor? And then you tell me that, because there's a saying that says, show me your friend, or show me who you move with. Show me your friend, and I will tell you whom you are. Okay? Until P2B should come out to denounce that statement that Atiku is his mentor. Because a thief cannot be your mentor. A murderer cannot be your mentor. A jihadist cannot be your mentor. And you expect people like me with integrity, or people like Maiyegun, or people that think the way we think, to embrace you. It's not possible. It's not possible. Now, finally, let me tell
Jude, I'm going to stop you. You know, Jude, your own finally can be like 5 times. Jude, I need to manage my time. It's good to
okay, my brother.
You,
okay, thank you so much.
Another time, yeah. Jude can say finally like 5 times. Like it will finish with this one, then we'll be like, just one more thing. Then one more thing. So is somebody who has a lot to share. Yeah.
Hello.
So I have another person on the line. Hello there.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I don't want to mention my name.
Okay.
And according to my image, you might see my picture and understand who I am.
Yeah, but that's between me and you anyway. So yeah, you go on.
Yeah, great stuff. Okay. Now, what I want to say is, with regards to the security of Yoruba land, I want to say a few things.
Please.
I looked at the what's it called? The murder of the people in the church in Yoruba land. And I said to myself, I said,
St. Francis Catholic Church or what? Yeah.
Yeah. And my please, I need to ask you a question.
Okay.
Have our viewers, I would say our viewers, because you're not only one person, because it's me and you. Have we ever looked at the schematics of the church where they kill people and how it happened? Now, I looked at the schematics because my line, like Maiyegun, we'll talk later on. I'm into security and I'm deep into that level. And when you ask for people to come up with security, I said, you know what, I'll look into it. And I look at the schematics.
A lot of you like that on board, but it's not going to be like open like that, like we said. It's going to be something.
No. Maiyegun, there is a police station from that church. In fact, okay, let me start from the beginning. Yeah. There are 3 churches within that area, massive churches. 2 of them are on the motorway. The church they struck was inside the town, and the 3 churches were within 1.5 miles square. And I asked myself, how did they get into the town and how they got out of the town? And there's a police station 19 minutes from that church. And nobody ever had a video or even a single image of how they murdered those people.
Either when it was going on inside there or when they were leaving, something to catch on.
Maiyegun, we are in trouble. It is my nature of work. Ìlú tí mo ti wá, jẹ́ n sọ lẹ́yìn Yorùbá. Ìlú tí mo ti wá. Bàbá mi pè mí lórí iṣẹ́ tí mo ń ṣe ní UK. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ké, ọmọ mi, wo ìlú yìí, báwo lè ṣe rí? I said, okay, Daddy, let me look into it. In my own town, Ogun State, Motiwa, there are 16 entry points and exit points. And I capped it. And I said, Daddy, I can cap it. Nobody can enter this town without entering this point. I will drop it. My dad was like, how did you know? Daddy, when I come home for holiday in my hometown, I go around the town. and ask questions. The same way these terrorists asking questions of the town to ask them, who is the Baale of this Inu? And we gallantly say it as Yoruba people because it's who we are.
Yes.
I asked the same questions and I found out we have 16 entry points and exit points. Now, what I want to say is that if we as people in our different communities can ask and find out where people come in and leave our town, Maiyegun, gradually we will drop these people. Maiyegun, please, you can see my image. You know me. You know who I am.
You don't have to. Message July. I'll tell you something before you continue, sir. You see, message Solale here, yeah? In my own book, you know me that doing because there are many people like yourself. So we perfect wale.
Okay.
All right, so when we start what we are about to start, all of you, I'm just going to see everyone all together and say, wow, then we have a team. Like we can.
Okay, Maiyegun, can I
so as you are talking right now, there are people like you listening, and they're like, "Oh, I wish I could come." And they are saying to themselves, "I'm going to be part of this." And I love how you have actually dropped some few points, entry, exits.
Okay, Maiyegun.
Continue, Baba.
Can I say something? Like for me, with regards to this, with what you are planning and the security detail, I want to be a forefront to it. I've seen massive stuff. And Maiyegun, this is between you and I. Yeah, people can hear me. What we will do after this, I guarantee you. You know, these foreign people are scared.
I know.
Because
why do you think Toshe Fuani Tinubu the last minute?
My brother. Okay.
Last minute.
Maiyegun, brother, let's migrate. I said in your program before that this is a religious war. You guys, everybody keeps deviating from it. Okay? Drop religion. Don't drop religion. It is a religious war.
It is.
Never forget that. It's the Muslims against the Christians. The Philistines against the Israelites. Let us bar that. And we talk. I went to a school in your own hometown. And what I saw there back in the 80s, Maiyegun, I'm telling you from now, I've seen it. Maiyegun, let us talk later on. I will write you scripts and I'll tell you, Maiyegun, this is what I've seen.
Keep in touch. People like yourself.
What you do with it, Maiyegun, what you do with it, it's up to you.
I know.
I will put my portfolio and Maiyegun got tomorrow deal with it how you want to deal with it. But what I've seen, and I'm telling you, and I said tonight, Lord Kini, most of Princess Maiyegun, they're coming in droves. I had a dream a couple of months ago, and I saw my hometown in flames. And I said, why? Yankee, bye Mori. This I don't mean land. But I knew where it was coming from and I saw it. I can't come home anymore.
I know.
Politico, I was born here. But I can't come home anymore.
We will have to push back. That's one thing that those who are back there don't even understand, that some of us who are outside, we may feel safe, but we know we are not, because the worst part is that they are keeping us outside to perpetuate what they are doing. We are not going to stay outside. We will push back. And that's what we are doing now. We have now from outside pushing back and say, you're not going to lock us outside and say, you get that now. That's what they are doing. They are locking us out so that they can take over the entire place. And you and I can continue.
Exactly. Now, can I say, before I go, quickly. You know that every time we say that, people are actually leaving the country. Who are the people living the country? The intellect. The best people that are living the country. Now, when everybody who are good leave the country, what happens? They now keep the remnants there.
To take over.
People have enlightened.
We now have what we have.
Thank you very much. And that is what I saw when the town was burning. And I said to myself, Maiyegun, you are a prophet. Maiyegun, don't it to be alone.
Please.
Can I speak to you after this? You can see.
You don't have to anymore. I told you, don't bother saying anymore. But I want you to stay closer.
Okay.
Please stay closer. And people like yourself watching me as well. I'm asking everybody to stay closer. Please stay closer. We have a lot to do.
On security details, Maiyegun, trust me, my brother. I will bring it home.
I believe.
All right, my brother.
Bless you, sir.
All right.
Have a good one.
Hold on.
So let me take another call there. Hello there. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Oh, hello, sir.
Yeah, I want to make a comment concerning what the last speaker talked about.
Please.
He was saying that you see that. I said I want to make a comment concerning the last speaker.
Please.
We were talking about it's a religious war. And I strongly believe that our people that are Muslims, if you look at their body language and the way they react to these issues, you see they are with the Fulanis. Because they are Muslim, that is why they are with Fulanis. They are not with us. That is the simple truth, because I belong to my secondary school mates, some of them are Muslims. We have a WhatsApp group. The way they talk in that WhatsApp group, you see that they are with the Fulani. They are not with us. So that is one thing we should know. If we are dealing with these security issues, they are with them because they are the one that are going to sell out. That is what I want to say.
God bless you, sir. For that as well, we should be careful is the advice, especially for those who are like, again, I have another person online. Hello there.
Hello, my brother. Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. This is Adelak Victor.
Victor.
Calling you from Nigeria. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Victor.
Someone
Yeah.
from the
Calling you
in Lagos or
yeah.
Where? Baba?
Lagos, from Oyo State.
From Oyo. Grant. So
from Iseyin, Oyo State.
From Iseyin. Victor, everybody can hear you, Baba. You can fire now.
Yeah, this is my first time of calling.
I know. And it's a pleasure talking to you, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I'm very, very grateful. I've been listening to your program more than a year now. And I really appreciate your work. May the Lord strengthen you.
Amen. Thank you.
You are our hero and you are my mentor. And I've been looking at you. I've been looking the way you are taking your role, the way you are taking your step to give us our country. May God bless you abundantly, my brother.
Amen, sir. Thank you.
Well, to cut my long story short, this is one of your guys that led you to fight and that led you to lay his life for the nation and for the generation coming. I really appreciate the opportunity I have tonight.
Thank you.
I wish to work for my country.
You will.
My brother. Yes, and I'm ready to work for my country. I just try if I can have the yeah. Yes, I'm ready and I will and I'm ready. I just try if I can have the opportunity tonight, and I really appreciate. And I have a very glorious gladness in my heart that I have the opportunity tonight.
I'm glad you did.
Well,
and I'm happy to,
no problem. This is
because you know what
I wish to. I wish to.
This is me. I feel like I'm speaking to a potential volunteer, a strong one indeed. Back on once we go online. So I am happy to be speaking to you too, and I hope I'm going to meet you soon as well when this whole thing comes together and all of us are beginning to see what we are doing. I will see you.
This class we are together. I can't lie for you because you are doing a great job for us. We are looking at you because you are the one that is going to save us in Nigeria. Let me talk to you. My brother, wait, my brother, wait, my brother. I just can't show Yoruba tiwantiwa. Èmi bí mo ṣe wà yìí bí mo ṣe ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀, ọmọ Yorùbá ni mí. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá náà bí mi sí. Ilé ni mo ti ka gbogbo ìwé mi. My brother, I know and what my parents spent on me when I was in school. I know what I passed through when I was in school. Because it disturbed me that I should come and join them. Oh, you are too fine. You are too this. I said, this is me. I have a great vision that my future is going to be bright. And I really happy when I met you. In fact, I was so glad. My brother, I need to go seriously. You got to come across your program.
Thanks,
well, to cut my long story short, so that I can give my people to call into, the opportunity to call into. I'm ready to work for my nation, 100%. And if there is any way you can fix me, I'm ready to stop the rubbish government and the rubbish. I'm saying I'm ready to stop it now and start the work for the generation coming.
Yes. And you in fact, more like you, Baba, are also on the line. And that's what Maiyegun Mumbai sọ̀rọ̀ one-on-one sí. Tí bá sọ àwọn èèyàn tó ti wà nílẹ̀ náà, Baba.
Ibi tí mo wà mí báyìí. Nígbà tí wọ́n gbé 5 million petition jáde, àwọn tí mo register, I can't say. They saw because Commander make exaggeration. I'm talking to the moon. And as I'm talking to you, the program is that but Moripadu want the money to come in so that I will continue the program. My brother, we are ready for you. I'm talking in presence of my youth, of the youth in my town. I'm talking for you from Iseyin. I'm with you from Iseyin, or your state. And we're ready to fight for the generation coming.
You know about suffer when you YRF. I think Cotton Bibo. I was so pay bon she ready now. Our non bo a deton.
Maiyegun, nígbà tí wọ́n ṣe primary election Buhari, if you hear what I said, what I told my people, okay, something is coming. There is going to be a very great and very fantastic something. In Kwayemi, you much experience of it, but the little you are explaining it, they should explain it. In fact, the way it's motion trying to put it to my people here, Maiyegun, you will be very glad if you see the crowd I'm going to organize for the Yoruba nation. You will be very glad. But me, I don't expose myself. I just intentionally tell you my name. I don't expose myself. But don't worry, we're ready for you. Anytime you people want to come home,
sorry, because of our time, our time is so up. I'm going to take just about maybe 2 more calls, and then that will be also maybe one self. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. In fact, I'm so happy to get you tonight. Joy. I'm from Nigeria. In fact, Ogumbo won yon PVC lon le kiri o. Ogumbo ito ṣẹlẹ̀ ledo lana. Àwọn kan tún ká àwọn kan leni mo wo video ẹnìkan send sí mi. Àwa Yorùbá àwọn olórí wa Tinubu yìí gbogbo wọn ló máa kú dànù bó ṣe wà yẹn. Ikú òjijì. Ọlọ́run máa pa ogun wọn ní kọ̀ọ̀kan. A máa gba Yorùbá nation yìí lágbára Ọlọ́run. Lágbára Ọlọ́run. Lágbára Ọlọ́run. Nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ Nàìjíríà no be small thing o. Ìyà ń jẹ wá ń bí o. Gidi gan. Ọlọ́run máa gba Yorùbá nation.
Thank you so much, Baba. You know, máa retí. At least I do pé àwọn kan wà jẹ́ pé wọ́n faramọ́ gbogbo tó ń lọ yìí náà wọ́n dey pretending pa. So keep it up. Okay, we are on the way. Trust me, we are. Especially when this whole thing now finally come upstream. So I have another caller again. Hello there. Hello. Àwa nìyẹn o. Ó dà pé ohun yẹn far from the phone. Bóyá ó dẹ̀ wá ń speaker ni kò yé mi. Ó ti wà okay, lè manage ẹ̀ báyìí. Ṣẹ́yìn gbẹ́ mi ṣá. Mo ṣe yín gbọ́ mi. Okay, Baba. Now, you know what live, everybody don't go on.
Because mo máa ń prepare láti máa wo bí nǹkan ṣe ń lọ. Ọ̀rọ̀ bọ̀bọ̀ kan tó pè tó dájú sí láti ọ̀la.
Voice yẹn ti faint off o, ẹ̀bùn kan. Ṣé fóònù yẹn wà ní speaker ni àbẹ́yìn gọ́gọ́lẹ̀ súnmọ́ fóònù yẹn? Ó wà so far away.
Mo gbé sẹ́nu mi.
Ó wà lẹ́nu yín gọ́gọ́ àbí? Ẹ try speaker náà. Ẹ try speaker náà. Ẹ fi sí speaker náà.
Speaker ló wà báyìí.
Ṣé o ti wà speaker sí?
Ok, máa gbé sí ok, máa yọ fún speaker.
Ẹ yọ wò náà.
Hello?
Ó dà kó better báyìí o. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ again.
Ó better báyìí, ok.
Ó ti better báyìí. Ẹ fi yọ speaker ẹ filẹ̀ báyìí.
Ok, sorry. Mo ti yọ speaker yẹn, ok. Máa gbé sí tiẹ̀. So, bọ̀bọ́ yẹn ló yẹ kí n pè lálẹ́. Ó láì pé Ìgbò lẹ́ni yẹn tó sọ pé àwọn Muslims pé number one pé àwọn Muslims support nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀.
Ó ní WhatsApp group.
Ẹni tó bá jẹ́ South ẹgbẹ́ mi ò mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ níbẹ̀ yẹn mi ò mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ but Southern Muslim tó bá support nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ á jẹ́ pé nìyẹn stupid. Because èmi Muslim lèmi you understand.
Orí ẹ̀ kẹ́tọ́rí Southern Muslim tó máa support any of this nonsense.
You know, so
personally pé ò ní rí Southern Muslim tó máa support gbogbo nonsense except for political reason. Yeah, okay.
Exactly. Exactly. That one I accept, you know. So now another thing is this is not a religious war. People are mixing it up, and this is what the Northerners want us to present to the world. And that is what they are even presenting to the world. It's not a religious war.
Right.
It cannot be a religious war. If it's a religious war, it's not going to be happening in the north. All right? It's not going to be happening in the north. This started in the north because people in She, they want to try to reduce the population of Hausa. Kotowasi South. You understand?
I'm following
so
you.
Want to suppress our Hausa for now. But one more place, South might difficult. But they still just have to do it anyway.
They still have to push anyway, yeah.
They just have to push, you know. So they came to the South, but just to color the atrocity as a religious war. They want to attack the church. Ṣé nígbà tí wọ́n máa lọ sí Gọ̀gàn, ṣé church ni wọ́n attack ní Gọ̀gàn?
No, Ìgboro gangan lọ́jọ́ attack Joe Palace, Joe everywhere.
Ìgboro ló attack now, but they just presented this one as such because Yoruba Nation movement today.
So we have to be careful.
Hidden point.
Because mo pick
exactly, we have to be
careful gan. Because
we have to be careful what we are saying.
Ẹ máa gbọ́, tó bá attack church, tó bá attack mọ́ṣáláṣí nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, tí Yorùbá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ pé Christian, Muslim, a lè padà lose everything because àti ẹ̀ ní rí nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wa.
Exactly, ó máa dàrú everybody lọ́wọ́. Exactly.
Right. Continue.
You know, so these are the things we have to be careful about. When you know, it's unfortunate gbogbo only understand the kono back or no. That I understand. No. But we need to you know, when you are talking on your program, people need to understand the basis. You know, say everybody about to understand the basis of a conversation or discussion. Then our ideas will not be, or our positions or perspective will not be that diverse. You get the point? So this is what we need to know. So probably sometimes, maybe you might want to be bringing some experts on
different
things like this
and all of that to come and share
different, you know, to come and, you know, establish, not to come and make an argument, but just to come and establish, you know, the basis of an event
from the professional,
so that people
from their own,
exactly, yeah. So it's going to be like an independent view, so that when you really understand, say, okay, think this is what is happening. All right, that is clarification on that part. You know, in that aspect, because it's not a religious war. No, don't let anybody think it as a religious.
That you have to,
you know,
you have to stress to call in to make that correction. So it's.
I have to stress honestly.
Yeah,
honestly, because
I saw how
you know,
you've been trying to you know. I like that. And that's one thing about this platform as
well,
know, right? We all know how important it is, and we all know the number of people listening, and we can't just afford to.
We can't just let it go like that because this is a sensitive one.
You know, so it now comes to our election. Our election. Let me clarify this because I've been waiting for people to talk about it, but they have not been talking about it. But it's just because level to Yoruba nation movement is what. That's right. It is reasonable level. It's encouraging level. So they can't worry much about politics, but at the same time we have to, because the more soldiers we have, the better for us. That's right. The better and the easier for everybody working.
Every
in line with
toolbox is needed.
Exactly.
And every weapon you ask now can always be used. I get that too.
Exactly. Me, Irole, mo send mail to boy, Mr. Macaroni, because I know he's one of the guys, and this is one thing I want to do, hopefully, this time around. Our celebrities won't push from PVC. I want to have a conversation with them. Hopefully, they can engage me. It doesn't have to be public, just private. Now, they are telling people to go and get their PVC.
What do they think?
Exactly, to let them understand that where they are going, whether there is a way there. You see, that day when I talked to you about Orobaba, Monique, look, I'm not advising you to say on what to do. I know. But I'm printing a scenario for you so that you can take a decision. That's right. So, and this is exactly the same way I'm talking about. Look, let us understand the basis. About to understand basis income. That is why when you go to school, higher institution, they say introduction. They want you to understand why you are studying that course.
And what you are getting into.
So that's why they start from there. Exactly. So, yellow my form understanding any. So at the end of it, about the mama sorrow, or you might you are diverse. You get my point.
I'm with you.
Don't let me talk too much about that. Anyway, now there are some people should go and get their PVCs, okay? And now, if you look at it, the government is even using some private sectors, operators to say people should go and their workers should go and get their PVCs. They are doing that just to match up with the 5 million petition. If someone can look at it critically, that is what government is doing from that perspective. They want to match up. They want the number of PVC, eligible voters to go up.
Who actually will get their PVC.
It doesn't matter the age bracket now. It's just about the number. Because primary or last year, I think it should be more than like 3 million or thereabout. Because we follow statistics
here. The registration, I think I remember too. There's suddenly. Just last 2 weeks.
So, need that 5 million petition here. That's why they are pushing up number of voters. But if it's not statistics in Babi, it depends on how you want to use it.
Yep.
If you are using it, generally, the country I want to registration for PVC. All right. But sometimes when people hear figures, they don't really understand what it relates to. Like Mora, when you come, I was quickly cite this example. And when you come, this is how much you earn in the UK. This is not how much you earn. This is how much you spend on house rent in the UK.
Right.
And you come out that loan, guys, but this is what you earn. So it's about purchasing power. Or any to argument here, I be to talking here, or relate here more Nigeria, to Sonny or Shukoye, ni UK. Pay award to Nigeria. But he's not talking about how much you are earning, minimum wage in Nigeria, minimum wage in the UK. Exactly. So, but boy, I answer, and I was happy with the guy is a first class guy, so I love, so he's a brilliant guy. So, I appreciate it. Look at this is where they confuse people. Now, so the government is trying to push up the PVC population or eligible voter population. Now, Mr. Macaroni and all these celebrities are saying that people should go and get their PVCs. Fine, they should go and get it. But have they forgotten that they are only talking about electing president? They are saying go and vote, but they don't want to do with
Macaroni is not talking about APC. Peter Obi yet, but majority of them are going to go for Peter Obi eventually.
And that is where they are. That is where the thing is going now. We know now.
Yeah. A majority of them are going to Obi last.
Exactly. So because they both bubbles one. In the sense that they are talking about president.
No numbers here, Baba. No numbers here. No register. Go and register. Obi. So me, I want to make sure that by the time that we did December, a portion of that number, we have at the back of your mind that Yoruba nation is also important. You know that kind of thing.
And then they will not be in their mind and say, should I just continue with this or I should just channel my energy to, you know what I mean? So that's our own target.
And for them, we should bust the bubble at this point. It's better for us to bust it as early as possible. Because there's likelihood, if a time to have a campaign in Nigeria, Yoruba Nation campaign, no mama law. And we need that population.
Láti July, see, láti July, Laura.
What the Berelate, what is June 12? June 12, guys, they make sense now. So, I mean, we need to win as much as others, and not even to win. And when your colleague draw call one on the fence, we need to make them realize why they should be on the fence.
It is a multifaceted, it is like shooting from all cylinders. I kind of don't like telling everything myself, but usually when I get in my own kind of in my own comfort zone, I can tell you a lot about what I have as a dream. And if I say everything here now tonight, some of you will be like, Maiyegun, what are you down? What are you waiting for? Let's do it now. Because to me, it's this. The idea is people oriented. It means that people need to get involved. The people need to do it before it can mean anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, to me, if people now get involved, and we're able to like infiltrate everywhere enough that suddenly, right, as they are shouting Obi, they are shouting Yoruba Nation enough to say, in fact, we don't want to, you know what I mean? There's a lot of work to go into.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
That.
But this is one thing I want to at least little people to back boy, let them think deep on this one. Now, if you elect a president, let's say you elect Obi as the president, what about the senators? What about the House of Reps? Now, what about the Constitution?
That's why I said that they are not addressing the real thing yet. They are getting.
They are not addressing it exactly. So they are getting carried away with what they want. Go and use your vote. Go and use your PVC. Go and use your PVC. That's what they are shouting. But it's not going to end you anything at the end of the day. That is why the government is advertising PVC.
And that is why.
If you see the government.
That is why we have decided that we will no longer sit and complain. We self could go there,
of course,
and enter them.
Of course.
As they are putting all this information in their faces, right? We have to do we have to engage them. We have to organize. We have to fund some of the beautiful things that young people love to engage in. You know, we'll
exactly. No, I'm coming to what we are doing, but I just wanted to, I started from, honestly, I wouldn't have called because I know you are getting it right, and I know other people are talking sensible, Yeah. I know everything is going on okay on our side, all right? I know everything is going on okay, and I can listen to people. One thing I do is most times it's only when I get wrong impression or things that are not really well. That's when I like to call in to like correct that impression. So because I know there are better people than me, so why do I need to worry much? So it's only when I see that it's not happening the way I think, or So that's why I'm calling in tonight. So I have to like touch on other things. Because this is one thing I was going to do this one in my own, in my own way. So I've sent a mail to Mr. Macaroni. I'm going to send to some of these guys, like you small doctor, because I won't tell you how I'm sick. But look, I know that Mr. Macaroni is a sensible guy. First, he's going to be a sensible guy. So I want to talk with these kind of guys at the background that look, if you push people someone to the presidency, you are not talking about the Constitution. You are not talking about the Senate, you are not talking about the House of Reps. You understand? And that is why the government is advertising, go and take your PVC, use your PVC right. One more, they are luring you into their own game. On fire, you want to game money because they know they can easily beat you in it.
Yes.
But a lot of them, and another 8 years is going to be, hell for a lot of people. Because we have looked at our ages.
And people will just have to.
That's how they're going to end another 8 years. And, a good cause that is going on, you might enable them to be able to start converting if you don't realize now.
Thank you so much.
And that is what they have done to Tinubu. I'm sorry, I have to say this. Look, that is why they are luring Tinubu as well into it.
Yes.
That is why they are luring Tinubu as well into it. Once he gets into it and he loses, that is the end. He can't be out.
He can't come out later and say support Yoruba Nation. They'll be like, oh, is it because you lose an election? That's impossible.
Everybody evidence election.
Try anyway.
So then our followers, they need to realize that Tinubu is not going there for anything. He only wants to make history. He has said it. They need to read minutes to what this guy has been saying. Tinubu is not going there to change it, and he cannot even change anything. You know,
I mean,
if he goes there as a president,
why would any young person waste another 8 years of their lives? I mean, that's
another 8 years. So we need to like keep hammering this. Yeah, we need to be talking about this, not too much about the other things. Let us face it. Let us bring out the statistics. Let everybody start seeing it.
Imagine, I would say, add 8 years to your age right now. How old would you be? Would you be happy that in that 8 years that where you are trying to live now is where you are going to be even worse in that 8 years' time? Would you like that? So these are the things that we want to bring to fore.
Release information he spent 14 years to get UK citizenship or passport. You understand?
Yeah.
And in that 14 years, he won't be able to go to school because he didn't want to pay international school fees, international student school fees. You understand? Do you think 14 years is a joke?
It's not.
And by the time you lose that 14 years, your life has been obstructed.
Like that
absolutely derailed.
You know,
I know.
Stories like that here in the UK that first 10 years, first 15 years, or first 20 years of their lives, they are just in the wilderness, taken away from them. Now they got the papers.
Yeah.
They are old. They don't know what to do.
Already.
So why would any time matter go if
let me allow other people to?
People are already angry. They are already angry with me and you.
I'm so sorry. No, I have to
apologize to them.
I don't really like to call, but honestly, it's because I just wanted to. I told you that I might not call again. But when I listen to you and I see things I need to clarify,
I actually enjoyed.
I'm so sorry to everyone. I'm so sorry to everyone.
No, it's all right. Come on. So, I mean, I enjoy chatting you. Okay, so it's a pleasure as well, right? So thank you so much.
All the best.
Stay safe, Baba. Have a good one. So my time is up. I know everybody wants. They feel like, oh, Maiyegun. Why would you just? It's like forever. I know. Sometimes a conversation like that is not just between me and the caller. It's pretty much like what we are talking about there can really, have a take on you too, because we're not just talking. We're talking about things, and as it is, I appreciate everybody who took their time with me tonight. I really, really do. And to my friend who gave me the super chat earlier, I missed it, but I saw it. So thank you. However, to every one of you who have managed to also like, share, and even subscribe on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, I say thank you. So this is what we're going to do the curtains, okay? I'm going to see some other time. If you are just joining me, remember, you can watch this program from the start again. It's quite interesting. I believe I did quite well, didn't I? I think I did. I managed to say some few good things there for you can really love. Okay, things that can get you thinking as well. And when you manage to think enough, maybe you will join us. And I would love to see that. Seriously, I would. And this is my time. I'll see you some other time. So good night, everyone.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé.